So, what blocks you from everything that you want? What blocks me from everything I want? I think I know it. I think I have the secret to it, and I'm practicing it. So, as a now forever student of A Course in Miracles and now a teacher of it, there is one lesson that absolutely struck me. And I realized with this lesson that I was blocking my own happiness. I was blocking everything or those things that I really, really wanted in my life. I was blocking it. And so there's one simple affirmation that has absolutely shifted my life in profound ways. So I kind of changed it a little bit for me, but what I say is I can change the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. So it's like, well, what are attack thoughts? Okay. So just lean back and open up your mind. What are attack thoughts? Well, anytime that I am blaming myself or someone else for whatever's going wrong in my life, every time I'm maybe shaming myself or what I call shoulding, right? Or guilting, right? Like, I should have done that, or they should have done that, right? And so we've got all of these thoughts around this just isn't right. I should have done that. They should have done that. Look out into the world. Everything is a mess out in the world. So these are all attack thoughts, right? If you're judging yourself or anyone else, if you're complaining, right? Yeah, things go sideways in this world. And if we put all of our attention and all of our thoughts in what's wrong, right? Or maybe we're criticizing ourselves or someone else or a situation, like worst case scenario, right? If you're like, ugh, everything, just where are your thoughts? So when we are, blaming, shaming, shooting, guilting, criticizing, judging, complaining, we're holding on to attack thoughts. Okay. And when we hold on to attack thoughts, when we have these attack thoughts in our mind, we are projecting them out. And so we're not only projecting them out into the world, but that's the lens or the eyes which you're seeing the world through. So you're projecting your perceptions outward into the world. Now, that affects your energy vibe, it affects other people around you, okay? And most importantly, it is blocking from coming in what it is that I do want, right? It's blocking my joy, it's blocking my peace, it's blocking everything I want. So here, just come with me into like a little visual. So here I am, and the universe. So I ask, this is what I want. And the universe, it's not judging anything, it's just giving you everything you want. Okay. So I'm in that space. I'm like, I want this and I want this. I'm calling all of this stuff in. And so the universe is sending me everything I want, right? Just think of it. The universe is sending me front, back. It's just sending, here you go, here you go. This is what I want. So think of attack thoughts as here, right? Because my attack thoughts come from my mind and it goes, affects my whole body, right? And think that, right? Like when I have a negative thought, or I'm, thinking of a vengeful thought, or just, anything that goes against what I want, I can feel it in my whole body. My whole body feels tense, you can feel it, right? And so I've got all of these attack thoughts around me. Well, what I want comes, hits this attack thought and goes back, right? So it's deflecting everything that I want. So I want this, I'm asking for it, but I got all these attack thoughts around me and it just deflects it. Not only does it deflect it, now I've got this heavy energy and that affects my body. So what happens in our body when we start thinking like maybe loving thoughts or peaceful thoughts? You feel it in your body, right? You feel lighter. You can feel more relaxed. Then, right, you clear these attack thoughts away. And now more of what you want, all of this goodness or these little miracles start to make their way into your life. Okay. And so this is what I have been practicing and have really noticed. This is why I say giving up attack thoughts has changed my life profoundly. So I see, I see my own life, how it unfolds when I'm all caught up in my head and feeding the attack thoughts. And okay, so I really want to say this because there's a lot of, you can't just love and light, I'm looking out in the world and I can't just say things like, oh yeah, I can change the world, by giving up attack thoughts. Okay, so you say that, and then you're like, all is well in my world. Well, you know what? I mean, Louise Hay, I think that's one of hers, all is well in this world. She is the affirmation queen and she has changed so many people's lives. And having an affirmation like that, everything is always working out for me. That's another one. But until you give up the attack thoughts, that affirmation is, yeah, it's just kind of, it's it's a little bit there, but it can't get through the attack thoughts. You have to be willing to give up the attack thoughts so the good stuff can come in. So when you say, yeah, everything is always working out for me, it can't get through the attack thoughts. You have to give those attack thoughts up. Okay. Now, the toughest thing I found with this is that couldn't pick and choose, right? It's like, well, I can do this. I can give up this thought, but this one, not so easy. It's across the board. So whether you're like needing to give up like this big judgment that you have, or look at what's not working in your life, right? Okay. Let's say money. I need money. I need more money, right? Go, my whole life is really good, but I really like some more money. Well, what are my thoughts around money? What are my attack thoughts? Oh, never gonna make enough money doing what I do, or whatever those thoughts are going to create your future. They're going to shape your future. And so if you're attacking what it is that you want with these thoughts of, I'm always trying to make ends meet, whatever it is. Maybe you want more peace and you're like, I can't have peace because all the people around me are nuts and crazy. Well, you know what? You've just attacked your peace with projecting out those thoughts. So you have got to, across the board, and this goes from big attack thoughts, right? Like the world is insane or nothing is ever working out to me, for me, to like little attack thoughts. Like, say you want to sell your house, but somebody has told you, well, it's going to be kind of hard to sell this house because of this and this and this. All of these attack thoughts are now coming in and you're blocking what it is that you want. It is as simple as that. Believing when someone tells you, well, it can't be done, or it's not that easy, or you're telling yourself. Again, anytime you're blaming, shaming, shooting, guilting, criticizing, complaining, yourself, anyone else, or any situation, that is an attack thought. An attack thought puts an energy around you that deflects everything you want. Okay? So, what I have found in, doing this for a couple of years is you have to be willing to see the world differently. You have to be willing to think things differently, to really go, I don't want to have this attack thought about myself or someone else or the situation or the world anymore. You have to commit to a practice of giving up attack thoughts. Okay. And I got to remind myself daily, every day when a thought comes in. Okay. So every thought has some sort of energy. It's either hurting me and hindering and blocking and a barrier to what I want, or it's helping me. It's going to help me find more peace or attract more peace in my life. It's going to help me attract more wealth into my life, right? So every single thought, if you can look at every single thought has having energy. It's either going to help you or it's going to hurt you. Every thought. So you're either going to feed the attack thought that's going to hurt you or someone else, or, you know, deflect what you want, or it's going to help you. So it's either thought of love or a thought of fear. Put it in simple terms. Okay. So again, you have to be willing. You have to. If you're not willing to change the way you look at things, or if you're not willing to change these thoughts, nothing is going to change. So there is a practice. There's a practice. If you're going, I am willing to give up these attack thoughts, you have to, number one, notice your thoughts. So when you're feeling upset, you have to just lean back and say, what thought am I thinking that's making me feel this way? Just whatever it is, whatever thought it is. Don't go into blame. Well, I'm thinking it because they did this to me. Or, I'm watching the news and the world is crazy. That's why I'm feeling like this. Take all of that out of it. What thought are you thinking in this moment that's making you feel upset or sad or angry? Okay, that's it. You got to notice your thoughts. Then, number two is you question that thought. Is it even true? Like, is it? Could there be a different way of seeing this? There's always a different way of seeing it, right? Somebody's just told you you can't do something. Well, that's their perception of it. I don't have to make it mine. Is it really true? Can I see this in a different way? Could I think it a different way? And then that's number three, choose a different thought, right? Instead of saying, I live in a crazy world, change that thought. You know what? A lot of good people are in this world. Or instead of that thought, I'm never going to be able to sell this house. There's too many reasons why not. How about changing that thought? You know what? I love this place. I've got, this place is going to offer somebody out there. This is exactly what they want, right? So choose a new thought. And then the fourth, just commit to practicing, seeing and thinking things differently. Okay. So you got to notice your thoughts first, and you got to realize what's making you. You can't just go right to thinking a new thought. You have to give up the attack thought first. Okay. So there's my affirmation that I said is like, change my life. I can change the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. Now, a lot of people go out there and go, I can't change the world I see. That's ridiculous. Wait a minute. It's more about what attack thought am I thinking in this moment that is affecting how I'm seeing myself, this person, this situation. That's where we go to. It means you get out of your head and you get into your heart. Then you question that thought. Could I see this in a different way? Am I willing to see this in a different way? Am I willing to see the world differently? Am I willing to see myself differently? Am I willing to see this person? If you're not going to change it. Nothing is going to change. So you have to be willing to. You have to be willing to see it differently. Then, when you've done those two, you can't just skip those two and go, well, I'll just change a new thought. Everything's always working out for me. Well, do, yeah, you're just loving lighting it all, right? You're going, affirmations don't work. I do that all the time. Well, did you do one and two? And then the fourth, just commit to this practice. I guarantee you, it will absolutely change your life. So that's what this week is all about. Just notice, how am I blocking what I really want? Oh, it's those nasty thoughts. I'm putting all of my focus on the worst case scenario and negativity. Those are attack thoughts, and those are blocking everything I want. So it all happens within ourselves. Nothing outside of ourselves needs to change in order for us to change the world that we see. Nothing outside of us needs to change. It's all in here. Okay. And if you're willing to see things differently, if you're willing to think things differently, then you will start to notice maybe little shifts, little ways of your life opening up a bit. And then you keep practicing this, you commit to this practice, your whole world starts to open up good things start coming into you, into your experience, into your mindset. Your whole body changes, right? And then you start to influence other people around you. If you're going, ah, everybody's negative around me, I can't influence them. Well, there's an attack thought. You're right. It's just not going to happen. Deflect that one out there. So, see how it works? That's what we're doing this week, my friends. Bring your hands together, bring your thumbs to your heart space, and just say, I'm getting out of this head of attack thoughts. I'm coming down into the heart. I am willing to see things differently. I'm willing to think things differently. I can change the world I see by giving up attack thoughts. Namaste.